Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Tristcast. I'm your host, Tristan Dario, and I invite you to sit back, relax, catch a vibe, and enjoy the show. Hey y'all, take a moment before you get settled. Follow the Tristcast and leave a rating. Alright, I'll see you in today's episode. Peace. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Tristcast. And on this week's episode, I am joined by my great friend, Chloe Sullivan.
Hello.
Thank you for
Hello.
being here. And we hope you have a wonderful time listening in on this episode because this is going to be great. And there might be a two-part special to this because we got some time on here. So
I'm a talker.
maybe there might be some new things coming up here soon.
We would love to hear your comments.
Absolutely.
Please be open to what we're having to say and don't listen to it if you're not.
Exactly. Be open.
Take what resonates. Leave
Exactly. But yeah, thank you. Have a wonderful week and be safe. Peace.
Alright,
Awkward pause.
the last time I had sexual education
Oh yeah, that was a
was
turn.
in high school.
That was a pivot. My bad.
Alright, you're fine. Was in high school. And then that's when I finally learned more about things. But I was still 11th grade. Like, I didn't learn how to put on a condom until then.
Until 8th grade?
No, 11th.
Until 11th grade? You didn't know how to put a condom on until... You didn't try
Because
to...
abstinence was the one that they taught us in Florida.
Is it really your responsibility to know?
Yes.
I mean...
It's our health, homie. If we don't know...
I mean, you can give that to them.
If I don't know what a condom is, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know what the fuck a condom was.
Okay.
Up until 11th... Nah, not up until 11th grade, but like, up until... Because I learned that, you know? I'm talking about what they exposed to me on a actual professional level and scientific level. Like, why you would need a condom and what different types of condoms there are and why you shouldn't use certain lubes because it disintegrates the latex and all of that.
What the fuck? I didn't know about that.
What?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Homie. Okay.
What do you mean, homie?
You don't know about lube?
Well, I don't use it.
That needs to change.
Okay, I mean...
I'm just saying,
I
for
mean,
your
I
future
always-
partners.
I mean, I always use a condom, and it always says don't use lube with the condom. So I'm like, why would I do that? So I'm not gonna.
It's a certain type of lube. You can use lube with condoms. It's a certain type. I think it's water-based that you can use with. I don't know. Don't quote me on this because
See what I mean? Like, I don't know much about it, but it's been working for me.
Pause. I'm pretty sure it's oil-based. Will disintegrate latex. Water-based is fine. So people
So like
don't.
baby oil would disintegrate.
Yes, but you don't use baby oil because that's bad for your
Obviously,
health.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just like.
Okay, slow down. Let me rewind.
That's what I connected to.
This is a great topic of conversation. Everyone, open ears. Your prep work, going into an experience with someone, because that's intimate in and of itself, and then you're talking about bodily autonomy now, which women, uterus owners, have a limited version of that by the US of A. Anyway, so what would make a woman want to fuck you more? Here, that might have perked some more people up. Here's what women would prefer, like, just baseline. This is a baseline we're looking for, and you can step it up way more from there. So, yeah. Baseline, bring your own condoms, multiple, and a lube that is safe for the condoms that you're using. Also, preferably, so many new brands are coming out that are vegan, organic, and, like, they're not going to fuck up with
Well,
RPH.
where will we find these?
I will give you that sort of information. I have it saved.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if off the top of my head I have too much open up there to remember.
I mean, I could use that information.
Yes, so it's a kit. You can get a kit that's
Kit.
It comes with lube, a bunch of condoms, and I think a vibrator.
What?
So if a guy comes with their own vibrator and puts a condom over it, but yeah, if you're coming in with that already, you're just baseline assuming we're using a condom. And before you even get to that point, before even having sex with someone, if it's possible, of course, you should ask them about their comfort level in terms of protection. Because if you don't talk about it beforehand, then you have to do the dance while you're doing it, and some girls don't feel empowered enough to say, hey, let's use a condom before the guy's already shoving it in.
Oh my god, I feel like it should be talked about before, like...
Tris, that's not a normal response, it's not a baseline for men. There's men out there, that is not a baseline for them, and they do this to people unknowingly in terms of they're just uneducated and ignorant, which isn't an excuse, it's just a fact, and they need to educate themselves. Anyway.
You're educating me, because I didn't recognize that.
You understand this, which, Tris, you're a good person to have a platform because you already have so much good embedded in you that I think you can share. But not to say you are also learning things that are replacing old indoctrinations of stuff. So you're also being an example to people by, hey, I'm actually listening to this person who knows what the fuck they're talking about, and giving them a platform. Thank you for listening. Giving them a space to talk about something that you don't have the knowledge to talk about yet.
Absolutely.
And then when you do go on to talk about this, for everyone out there as well, quote or give examples of other pieces of work people can go look at as well. Mm-hmm. Like when you give them new information, sometimes people will just dismiss it because they don't know where it's coming from. Like, where'd you learn that? Why'd you learn that? All of that. But if you give them other things to look into that are more, like, I don't know facts off the top of my head. So many other people do. Like, go look at their work, you know? Again, I'll give you some resources for that. But if you come in with that sort of prep work and then the ability to have the conversation before you're even naked, or even kissing, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest.
If kissing leads to that conversation, totally fine. But a woman will be so much... This is other science that has been done. Men, physiologically, are more driven, like their sexuality comes from the point of like physical and energy and all of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For women, it is like that, but that's coming from that energy is created by conversation and connection and feeling intimate. However you do that is like, of course, up to the person and the individual, but like generalized statement, if you come in and are appealing to that side, and of course women appealing to men, like however it does it for them, but yeah, like if you're both showing that sort of like knowledge about each other and each other's bodies, so I don't feel like I have to educate you before I feel like I'm allowed to allow you into an intimate space with me, you're already getting yourself into a good position, you know? You're already there with all the training and the skills and the knowledge that you need to be at least interacting with people on this level, because I'm a huge advocate of, if you don't know this shit, stop having sex and stop being in intimate situations with people, especially if you are constantly hurting them.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Know yourself.
Yeah.
Please.
Be knowledgeable as well, because you should not be going in... You should not be going in seeking anything from somebody, especially if you don't even know what the fuck you're looking for, or if you're just seeking to get one thing out of them, because if that's all you're doing, I can talk from experience, bro.
Yeah.
That shit does not fucking work out, and it only leaves people hurt, and it only leaves you suffering from the guilt and the shame, and then you gotta fucking bring your ass out of it. So, I mean, might as well save yourself the time and just do the right fucking thing.
I think it just connected a part of our other conversation before. Like, it's, you're giving people the access to knowledge by exhibiting it yourself. So other people can look up to you instead of frat boy Jerome over there. Like, you're not gonna listen to him because he knows all, when there's another person like right in front of you. They're placing themselves in front of you, easy access to know from a different perspective. That's probably going to get you further than frat boy over there. Like,
yeah.
If there are people that at least can bridge the conversation of, hey, Tristan, I'm in a group of guys right now, trying to talk about this conversation. Tristan walks up, starts talking about the conversation, like, at least starts bringing it to their attention. They're going to hear him more than me because they resonate with you. That's this physiological, like, that is just, like, how humans kind of instinctually work. Like, the people we feel most comfortable with because we feel seen, or we can see ourselves in them because we project on people all the time. Like, I relate, these guys would probably think, maybe not think, like, this just happens for them. This is just quick. Tristan is who I see myself more aligned with. I'm going to hear him louder than her. So him saying, hey guys, what she's talking about is really important, and here's why, and here's what it did for me. I think you would really benefit from listening to them or reading this book.
And then at that point,
they'll be directed by someone they trust to another person that you then vetted in that process.
Exactly. Which is literally gonna happen. We're gonna do that. We were talking about this earlier. Damn, how it comes back around.
Yep.
How you feeling?
Feeling great. How are you feeling?
Lazy. For sure. No, I am. This has been incredible. Fuck.
Can I talk to you about astrology?
Yes! Don't hold back.
Okay. Modern astrology. What people are taking a thousands of year old practice, religion, kind of. If that's what you can relate it to, that's the same energy it's holding. It is from, like, the dawn of someone realizing what space is. Like that is how astrology started. We started studying the stars. And its relation to us, because, you know, like, as the earth is spinning, we're seeing new stars, and then it's night, and then it's day again, and then there's a sun, and then there's a moon, yeah, all that. That is literally astrology, is what is naturally happening around us. Sorry, I get really fiery about this one.
Get revved up!
But yeah, so that is where what I'm talking about is astrology. What a lot of people associate with astrology is the way people have been using it.
Yeah.
Which it makes generalized statements about people based on these sort of knowledgeable facts and things, and then astrology too links that sort of understanding of space and time and what's around us right now, and spirituality. So, for example, the moon affects the tides. We know this.
Yes.
Why would it in turn be different to say that same energy that's affecting the oceans in front of our eyes isn't also impacting us?
Of course.
Beings are just bottles. Like, our consciousness is energy. That is what it is. Like,
exactly.
We have a frequency. That's why we can hear certain things, and other animals can hear certain things, and they're not able to do all of this that we know about, like thinking critically and making podcasts. But yeah, it just shows itself in different ways. Anyway.
We're one with the universe, man.
Yeah, so who's to say that the energy that's affecting the tides isn't also affecting us?
Exactly.
And the moon being just one example in this billion star entity we're floating in. Yeah, so in our universe, we are Earth. Like, from that level, like, we are represented by Earth on that plane.
Mm-hmm.
The universe plane. So everything in our universe is affecting us. Again, astrology. Okay, let me get to the point here. I'm just trying to give people a better definition of what astrology is, because what I'm about to say is I think people are so misconstrued about what astrology actually is, shit on it, invalidate it. First of all, let me just say, if you were walking around talking about if you talk about astrology in a negative way, if you go up to someone and say, I think your religion is shit, and everything you believe in is garbage, even though to you, and in this regard it is based in fact, that is so fucked up. And I'm making a generalized statement here, which is what I'm saying not to do, but men are mostly the ones walking around shitting on it because it's a women's thing. Like, we are just more drawn to it. I don't know why. There are a lot of men out there that are exhibiting it more outwardly now that they know about it, they're like, yeah, that's dope. Like, I see the facts. I see what's happening here. Like, it makes sense to me because it's making my life make sense to me.
There was an occasion.
Were you shitting on astrology?
No. First, I want to say, I agree. Astrology is, that people should not take it lightly. It shouldn't be so
glossed over.
Yeah, it shouldn't be glossed over at all. I was on CoStar the other day. Somehow I think CoStar got shit going on that I think it's getting better. And I asked it a question the other day.
Is it using AI now?
Yes, it is. I asked a question the other day, and it connected my Saturn to a specific thing, and it actually gave me the answer. I was like, why? I literally asked, I was like, why do I not have a clear vision? And it literally told me it's because of this, that I don't have clarity, and for the next 3 months, I'm not going to really, I just have to just trust the process.
Yes.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. I love that AI is being used in a way that's like cool in association to astrology. I will say the caveat with AI and humans, our knowledge about things, we're ever evolving and ever learning, and AI is just taking from what is put on a platform, like all sources, all corners of the internet, bringing that information together, or whatever it's trained in.
Yeah.
That algorithm is, yes, they've trained it to know astrology on this way that we know astrology because they're putting in the information. Mm-hmm. So what's a person's thinking, I love that it's able to like sort through all of this information it's given that like a human is not possible. We're not able to do that. We're not able to have all of that information like be so prevalent in the driving force of like, here's your answer. I think that's great.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% accurate to what's happening out in the universe. That's just based on our perception of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think a lot of astrology is based in fact. You just have to see how it shows itself in your life.
Yes.
You're the only person that's gonna know that.
It's like what I've said to. I was just with my friend, and I was telling them a quote, and I don't know if it's by Sri Ramakrishna or the person after Sri. They said, you cannot coerce anyone to abide by any specific way to connect with God. Everyone has their own unique way of connecting with God. No matter if they connect it with God or God as the universe, as source, as whatever the fuck God is to you, if you're seeking Him, like that's... But like, people are going to argue different things, and people are gonna be like, dude, that doesn't even sound like anything. I'm like, well, think about it. All of us are seeking God in our own specific way, and that's why I believe this is considered spirituality, because I found God from in here, but maybe that just adds upon like what I am as a Christian. You know what I mean?
Your spirituality, I think everyone has. Everyone has the essence of a spirituality. It's just what it connects to.
Okay, I don't want to take us out of astrology though, so take us back in.
No, I love that you brought that up. Because I agree. For me, I call it like the energy or whatever. Like, it's more nuanced for me because I'm pulling from my previous notions of what I have experienced other people saying in the name of God. That's why my perception of using the term God is skewed for me.
Yeah.
I know what it means to you though.
Yeah.
So to me, like, I'm just trying to demonstrate my thought process now of hearing a nuance that I'm like, I don't know, because it doesn't resonate with me. But I'm like, wait, let me extract what he's saying here and figure out how that corresponds to me in my reality.
Exactly.
And that's how we understand people. But astrology, what I'm trying to get at here is the sexism involved in invalidating something that is inherently woman, or we've associated with women, or women resonate more with. The sexism around that, and so many, I don't hear a lot of women talking about this. Yes, there are people that just say this sort of stuff because I think it's an indoctrination too. I don't think people are just trying to come out here and invalidate each other. But regardless of how you do it, I'm seeing it more in men and them invalidating something just because a woman is saying it.
Yeah.
And just because they're excited about it, or just because they're saying it's true, and then the guy in the situation having to prove them wrong, and you're stupid, and why would you believe that? And I don't believe that, so it must not be true.
Yeah.
To you, it might be, and that's like an insult to them, but like, no, to you, it might mean that. Like, rephrase that one.
Yeah,
I would love to hear your thoughts or comments, or if you've experienced anyone else shitting on anything, your religion or astrology.
So, one of the last times I was ever talking about astrology, I was at a previous place that I attended plenty of times, and I brought some friends there, and then we were meeting up with some other friends, and we got into astrology, and one of my friends said, "Tristan, you sound like a female," and I'm like,
looking at you.
But no disrespect to no disrespect to him.
I'm just saying he needs to listen right now to what you're about to say.
And I will say he has matured greatly.
Great.
So like, and he knows that I don't disrespect him on that. It's because it's like, it's to see, the growth in that. It's like, you understand, like, you don't treat women like that.
Good.
And like, to take something and to only place it on women, and to think that women are the only ones who stay close to it. We had some other friends who said no. There was a couple friends of mine, and both of us even said, no, dude, like, we're into that shit, and like everybody else was like, what the fuck is that all about,
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's because some people just don't know, because they're so involved in other places that just shit on it. They're like, yo, what the fuck is that even about?
You guys might have been the first person to ever bring that to them, like, hey, what you just demonstrated is not acceptable.
Yeah.
And that's what I meant by, like, the people that resonate with what the guy said, they need to hear that.
The good 35 to 45 seconds of awkward silence after the whole thing was a pretty good assumption on how the situation was going, though, Because I believe that would lead into something where everybody's like, what the fuck is that? But like...
Yeah. I think those sorts of things where someone is being corrected.
Yes.
I would say it's difficult to know when it's appropriate to do that correction. Like,
yeah.
Is it is it appropriate to do it now? Or is it more of a conversation to have one-on-one? Or like, this means so much to me that I'm going to let you know I would love to talk with you about that later and hear more about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hear more about why you think that.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, physiological.
Because, like, you just have to, I mean, it's not like some crazy fucking thing that everybody fucking believes in. Like, it's... Dude, it's just understanding the stars and how they're working and how everything's connected. I mean, like, we come from the soil, bro. I mean, if you're Christian, you do know that we come from the fucking dirt. Like, we come from the dirt. So, I mean, and where's the dirt come from? The Big Bang. What is the Big Bang? The fucking universe. So what are we? A piece of the fucking universe. So why don't we stop acting like we aren't a piece of all this shit when everything here is connected? Everyone's just trying to be like, nah, bro, that sounds fucking weird, bro. What sounds weird? Guidance, knowledge, wisdom on how to approach life?
Just because it's the first time you heard something doesn't mean you should be apprehensive about it. And if that's your instinctual reaction, do some reflecting on that. Because I'm always open to hearing new things and how people think and how that's different from me, and then not necessarily trying to, like, you don't have to prove them wrong or make sure they hear what you're having to say and make sure that they know exactly what you're trying to say and all of that, because it's not, like, they already told you what they believe. They're not necessarily going to just pivot on a dime. But at least you showing them the information in a way that you would appreciate someone approaching you if you were ignorant in that topic.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's great. Like, being able to have those sort of conversations instead of, like, call-outs.
Yes.
That's why I hate cancel culture.
Yeah, cancel culture.
Hate it.
Yeah.
And not to say the people that are getting canceled don't necessarily have some aspect of guilt or, you know, like, not even guilt. I think just sometimes people don't realize that is what they're doing because they don't have enough information in their background to know that that thing is wrong.
Yeah, they just jump on a bandwagon.
I'm talking more about the person that is, like, the canon event of why they're getting canceled.
Oh.
I'm talking more about that because it's giving them room to not canceling them and approaching them in a way that you would want to be approached. It's giving them a chance to do better, be different, understand where we're coming from. Because if you don't allow someone that respect, if it's something you care about, you would make the time to explain it to where someone's going to actually hear you. Don't waste your breath if someone's not going to. Period. Also, you brought something up, the Big Bang. With our creation of our universe, like all the stars and everything, and the constellations, and those are other universes, and that's how we see them and everything. The reason your location and your location of birth and time of birth, and of course date, are so important is because it pinpoints the exact spot, not exact, of course, but the spot in which, where you're being born, you look up at the sky, that is a screenshot of the sky of the moment you were born.
Okay. Oh, shit, yeah.
That is your screenshot of your astrology chart.
Yes.
That is your astrology chart.
Yes.
And then, from there, your baseline, you're now integrating, so you're putting that on, like, the outer ring. The inner ring is the Earth spinning in our relation to the things in the sky, relation to planets and all of that, and their alignments with other signs. And that's why we feel different ways. Like, one day Capricorn is in a different spot in the sky. Like, it's gonna change what's happening in your reality right now. Like, you are the part of the universe that you were born into, and now you're that bit of the universe experiencing itself from different ways by interacting with people. We are experiencing the universe that was born in that moment. I'm experiencing your astrology at your time of time of birth.
Yes.
And then also, we're all experiencing at the same time what the actual
world is.
Where the world is at this moment.
Yes.
Like, because we are the part of the universe now interacting with ourselves.
Yes.
And being influenced by ourselves changing.
Yes. Dude, life is fucking nuts, bro.
All of that stuff about astrology, it makes everything make sense to me.
Yeah.
So whatever does that for you, and it's not damaging to others, cheers.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's like, as long... Dude, because it's really astrology that I use for my guidance. Because, like, and it's not even just my main guidance. It's, like, one of the few that I use because... It's like a direction in the means of, like, what I might be feeling and what's going on really in my life. And, like, what's really cool is I don't have to stay up with it all the time. I can come back in at a random point and it might be hitting exactly what's happening in my life. And, like, it just shows, like, in my opinion, I agree, this shit fucking works and it is real. I mean... And there is so much that there is about us being connected. There's the maps that there are where you can find where, like, if you want...
Astrocartography.
Yes, and, like, I would love to have it read to me. I can't read that shit.
That is where your lines of your astrology chart are charted, and then that's... Each line is... that sign and where it crosses, and like if you go to that place, that sign is going to be more impacted because the whatever sign it is, it passes over there like more abruptly.
And it's like there's different things. There's like, this is where you'll find love, this is where you'll find more money, better success at work,
happiness,
more creativity.
Yeah.
And so, like, yes, I want to have that read to me and I don't know where to go.
Casadega, we're gonna go.
That is a tourist trap. That's from what I heard. That's from what I've heard. It sounds... Dude, I've been there, and all I ever hear from everyone else is like, dude,
so,
tourist trap. I've
been there a couple times. What you just said.
I know.
Everyone else.
I know. But I've been there a couple times.
Okay. With what intention?
Oh, this is
okay,
the second time we went to the tour. It was a nighttime tour. We did the Vortex. That shit was real. That shit was real, bro.
Okay.
I don't shit on that. I know it's real shit.
Talking
it's
about...
just like, I don't know if they like are actually. There's only a few.
Of course.
I'm not trying to shit on them.
No,
I retract my statement.
You're talking about how people are. It's like a priest misusing his platform and indoctrinating people with hate. Like, it's people that read stuff and do tarot and are connected to astrology in a way that they feel like they can give a message to you based on your reading and all of that. Like, that comes with power and that comes with responsibility. So, yes, my experience with Casadega, I went last year, and so fun, great experience. I went with two of my friends. They both got like a full reading. I didn't have enough money to pay for a full reading, so I decided to do a aura reading.
Okay.
So I got my aura picture taken, and it uses a specific type of camera to pick up on the energy. And then there's colors that come from that energy in the picture, and then the person is able to decipher what's happening in the picture to your aura in that moment.
That sounds dope.
So my picture was me, I was holding two crystals. There was a yellow halo around me, and then a red line down the middle.
Interesting.
Sorry, I just spoke that way too far away from the mic. So, halo, yellow, line, red down the middle. What she said was, and first of all, this is not what I was expecting my aura to be, because I thought, like, you know, your aura is just like what your what you're exuding all the time.
Yeah.
It's ever changing.
It changes all the time.
Some people, like, they stay within kind of, like, the color range.
But you're impacted by the other energies around you. Of course.
So, and it's you in that very moment. It's not necessarily you as your essence or your being. Anyway. So she read my aura and said the yellow around me is, like, I'm summing it up, but, like, people pleasing and exuding happiness and positivity, and I think also readings, you take what resonates, leave the rest, because if it doesn't resonate with you, don't pick it up.
Okay, that might.
Don't internalize it.
Yeah, because I mean, if it feels right within you, like you'll have a feeling.
Feel it.
Yeah, you'll have a feeling if it.
Because that's also with astrology too. Like, you might not feel everything that's predicted for you.
Then I get what you mean, because then it wouldn't necessarily be like a tourist trap thing.
Yes.
Because like if they actually said something, I retract my statement due to the education I just received. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. So she read that, and then the red line was all of the inner work that I have not done. I'm avoiding because of all of this positive energy I'm trying to surround myself with. And yeah, it was just like all of the things that are holding me back was that red line. That resonated with me in that moment. And then I didn't know this was going to happen. She gave me a reading with tarot. So I think she did a 3 or 4 card reading. And that one resonated.
Really?
So deeply. Yeah,
Oh,
I felt so validated when I left there. Really connected with the girl, or I don't know their pronouns, but the person that gave my reading to me. Awesome person. Very much connected with them immediately and felt very safe, which is also something you need to listen to yourself. If you're going to get a reading, you have to be open to hearing what the reading is going to say to you.
Yes, you can't just go into that thinking, oh, dude, this is some funny shit, bro.
Yeah, because if you don't understand it, like, it's not going to mean anything.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You're just going to then promote the ignorant side of it. Like, don't do it. It didn't resonate with me. Whatever.
It's kind of like being awakened in that kind of form, I feel like. You know? Yeah. I don't know.
You also sparked something earlier for me. I think astrology makes sense for me of, like, how I'm experiencing the world and how it's ever changing all the time, day to day.
Yeah.
Giving me, astrology gives me a little bit of a insight into my day to day.
Yeah.
Whereas I think higher energy, whatever you believe in, God, whatever, that is your morals and your compass and your purpose and your being, like what you're encompassing and promoting.
Yes.
Is your religion, and, like, that is what you resonate with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes what people don't like about religion is because it's like you're getting lost on your day to day. You're like, where the hell is my insert religious figure here? What the hell are they thinking? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I feel lost on this day. But then they find their shit later on. Like, it is not a service to give you all the answers day to day. Astrology gives you a little bit of that insight, and then having a higher power belief or energy or feeling, like, that gives you more of your, like, grounding and like inner. And I think for other people who don't necessarily believe in religion, that they become that for themselves.
Yeah. And I think it is also, when you're working with astrology and when you're on your journey in spirituality and moving on to different layers of your own belief system and how you connect with source, you're going to change over time. You're going to relate to different things across the palette. And, like I've even talked about it with you multiple times, I'm very interested in Buddhism. I'm interested in Hinduism. I'm interested in the culture, and I really am trying to get started on studying it. And
yeah, love that.
It's seeking it and just being interested in it. And if you're not interested in it, that's on you. But like, don't consider it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what people do
invalidate.
to astrology, and that's what
people do it to religion.
Exactly.
For sure. And that's not them invalidating it to you is not necessarily them, like, their intent might be that, but like they're actually attacking you and your beliefs rather than like the thing itself.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, that means something to that person, so, you know, to each their own. Like, I can tell you what I think, and you can take what relates and what resonates.
Exactly.
Same as you.
thing.
Yes, that's how we should be walking around this earth, leaving what doesn't. Just leaving it. Please do not pick up the anger anymore.
Because if we come back, then it's meant to be, and everything will work as
Yeah.
it should be. But everybody wants to be in control. That's all people ever want to do is be in control, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, go for it.
there's points where control is okay, like when you're doing, you know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
you
like,
need control sometimes.
Huh?
You need to have control over what you have control over.
Yes, exactly. And like, having a healthy amount of control is good, but releasing control of what the fuck you cannot control, bro.
Other people is one of them.
Damn, son, you'll save yourself the hassle if you just stop
For
it
sure.
now.
For sure. Yeah, that resistance is really what can make us feel so lost and at tension with the world at times.
You can be so pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
You can be so pissed off and you don't even realize that you're the one in control of it.
Yeah. From a psychological standpoint, again, with religion, I think through time, through storytelling, and especially through the whole history of religion as a storytelling, because the Bible and other works were written by a person or a group of people, and you know it's been curated over time. But that is their message, you know?
Yeah.
That is their message through, like, you know, whatever higher energy it is, like, that's their message through this person, and that's from their perspective. It can look different for you, and you can learn more from it than what that person's giving you. Like, it doesn't have to just be end-all, be-all.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also think from a psychological standpoint, people flock to it for community, and I also think way back when religions kind of like each religion when they kind of started.
Yeah.
Notice all of the ties and like I guess parallels between religion.
I mean, look at
there's
just
one person that is like the being and like the
there's the 5 or there's like the 3 or 4, I think. It's Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, and Muslim. And all of them are kind of connected, and all of them are parallel to one another.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead.
I just don't. I'm worried people will get
offended.
Yes, because it's their like that is
their culture.
It can be invalidating.
It can. And we don't mean to do that. This is our own experience, and this is our own perception on it. And if we are, we are choosing to educate ourselves.
Of course. And
we
would love to hear more. But what I'm trying to get at here is when the person that is responsible for the work that was created, like when they had the moment that they said, like, you know, everything came to me in that.
Yeah, it's like that awakening.
That, I think they're a very in tune person. I think those people, like, they're very in tune with themselves and they've listened to themselves and they've gotten to a point in that state where they can quiet everything else and listen. So that's like, that is work in and of itself. Like, people can emulate that. Don't try and be your God. But
it's just meditation.
Yes. And that is exactly my point. But I think through storytelling too, we can change it, it can alter, it can mean something different for someone else, and who told them the story and why they told them the story.
So many cultures do it. Exactly.
So I think all of that is not to invalidate other people's religions. It's just like that is how they've been expressed up to this point.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean they have to stay that way.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean that the way people are exhibiting and displaying their religion now will be what they believe in forever.
Yeah.
Will be what they believe in from a, like, I'm losing my train of thought. So if you want to pick up, go
Okay,
for it.
cool. So I do have another quote. Basically, it is by one of the. It's by. I have the gentleman. Oh man, I'm so sad that I don't have my iPad right now. But basically, he says, each of the different religions are all God's different ways of giving Himself to man, because He knew man was going to search for so many different ways on how He, like, oh man, I'm not doing this justice. I'm really upset about it. But
It's totally fine.
well,
You'll do a later episode where you read it and you go into about it.
but basically, yeah, it's like,
Yeah, I completely agree. I just really think that those people were able to tap into something, and the differences and the nuances in them, in the religions, is just how that person was, and how them as their being accepted the message. And that's from there, that's where it really gets, like, more specific and becomes itself and becomes its own. But, like, I think that initial message is just they were able to tap into something that's just there.
okay, my belief is that, and this could be wrong, but like this is what resonates to me.
Mm-hmm.
Each of all of the religions are God's different way. It's God's different ways of giving Himself to the people, so that they can resonate to Him in different, unique ways. It's not that any of us are wrong for following one specific one. It's the fact that we're all chasing Him or her. I would say her, because when we think about creation, we think about women, and we think about fertility, you know, yeah, like for 110%. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, bro, and I don't give a fuck.
I think if
actually, God says it is beyond gender.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I believe, for sure.
Yeah, that's just for sure.
And we're just parts of the universe.
Yeah.
And we're experiencing each other, so.
We think we are these super, like, dense things, but deep down, like, we are just in, like, a visualization of something. Like, okay, that sounds probably really crazy.
Hippie.
Yeah, but, like, okay, not like that. Okay, it's more like this. We are spiritual beings. Mm-hmm. We are spiritual beings that are down in this world, and we forget that it's all fucking fake. We're just here to feel shit.
We're existing in this plane.
And we're just here to upgrade. That's it.
We're here to learn.
Yes. How can I get better? And there's motherfuckers here that don't get better. They choose to be bad and have to die and come back again.
Because being in that space where they initially felt comfort and safety, they're trying to grasp and keep on to, and it's just damaging everybody in its wake. Because, like, you should, buddy, let go of it. Let go of it. You're slowing us down. Let go of it. You're destroying everything in your path. Like, let go of it, please.
Can you just relax, please? Can
Exactly.
you just fucking sit the fuck down, bro?
So, and that is what the physical representation looks like for me of someone being so rooted in their ways. Like, they're never gonna move. They're never gonna change. I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think getting the message to those people takes a very different approach.
I just believe that when I think about this shit, some people, you know, I feel like we just, okay, maybe, you know, yes, there is a heaven. I believe there is heaven. I believe that there are different realms. I was just having this conversation with somebody. I was just having this conversation the other night on a specific thing. So basically the different realms of, like, the afterlife or whatever the fuck. Because I believe that there are different realms. I believe that when you reach Zen, like Buddhist Zen, when you reach Zen, you go to a realm where you are, like, I don't know if this is actually going to offend anybody for real, but, like,
take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Tristan's own.
This is like
journey.
I am and this is just what is connecting.
Sharing it with you. And
yes.
if you want to hear it, hello.
Exactly, but it is an episode of Adventure Time, The Lost Lands, and I forget the episode was basically it wasn't the episode that Finn was trying to find Jake. Yes, it was. Finn was trying to find Jake, and Jake had died. And Jake was in the realm of Zen, bro. Like, motherfucker was floating, and he was just chilling, straight chilling for the rest of his life. He was fine with it. I believe that shit's, like, real.
Yeah.
Like, and I believe that depending on how you choose to live your life and the things that you choose really might depend. Or what if God gives you 3 fucking choices on which the next life you want to go in? Because I feel like you meet God, and then God tells you, this is what you've done already.
Yeah.
This is your decision. Where would you like to go next? How would you like to learn some more?
I have some nuances, but I like what you're saying.
Sorry if that was way off topic.
No.
I feel like that was crazy.
Never apologize.
I feel like I just
for being passionate about something. But you sparked something, and where is it? Come on. Yes. You sparked the message that I said earlier of like your version, my version, and the truth.
Yeah.
Your version, my version, that's just everyone. The truth is what that is.
Yes.
What this is. Like what we're here for, what the energy is that put us here.
Exactly.
Like, what is it? And then we're not going to know until we know. And that's what we have control over. So that is demonstrating how you come to terms with what you have control over.
Have you ever heard of the Akashic Records?
No.
You haven't?
Possibly, but...
Okay. Let me ask you. Akashic Records. It's the records of, like, basically everything, always. Everything that, like, has ever happened. The records of from, like, the very beginning of time.
Okay.
The past, the present, the future, rewind, all of it. It's like the place outside of time, but you get to see everything.
Did you lose it?
I did. I lost that shit.
I found something if you want to...
Please.
Marinate in that.
Please. Damn.
No, come back to me. No, we can't both be in this state. Okay,
Damn.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, when I was talking about earlier when the person that was writing the thing, and also just that in a history sense, people weren't educated to read, write, until way late. Like the church had control over it completely, and that's a negative use of power. But they were scared because it was something new, that it was gonna cause panic and fear to the people, which is, I get why things happen in history, but we learn from it now.
Yeah.
So let's think about it. They had full control over learning how to read and learning how to write, and doing those two things. So the people were just being told things and told to believe it. They could never do the fact checking themselves. So whatever someone told them, and if that person was having a bad day, or like they misconstrued a message and then they fully indoctrinated someone in that message, and they're like, that was wrong, interpreted that wrong, or here's the rest of the message, or whatever. Like, I think that is like in and of itself just how humans interact with that sort of stuff, and how that stuff gets created. Because again, like through religion, like it was so deeply involved with how people live their lives, aka government. I think government came from rules, and like it got based on a lot of that. Like we had to learn how to live together and exist, and what are the rules of society, and what can you do and what can't you do, and all of that. Like that eventually came, but religion had such a hold over it for so long.
Oh yeah.
So we gotta recognize that when we're talking about separating church and state now, because in turn, like, we gotta make government its own. Like, it's gotta be bulletproof in terms of it is not invalidating anyone else's experience in the process. Like, in terms of, in God we trust. Like, that is not everyone's reality. So I think when it comes to creating a place where I think we can thrive is making a more baseline. Like, and adding in the nuances, of course, but the nuances is always where we're going to get in trouble. And if we have a solid baseline, that's great. Right now, this is a hot topic, so we'll see what people say. But who wrote the Constitution?
The Founding Fathers.
Which were, describe their look to me. And
the
their
old
lifestyle.
white man.
They owned
slaves. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that was a part of history. People, we understand that. I'm not saying that this to invalidate that part of history. It doesn't mean we're living like that anymore and we can't learn from it now.
Uh-huh.
The Constitution was rooted in that energy.
Yeah.
And it will continue to do that. I'm not saying scrap the whole thing, which has its pros and cons. But what I'm trying to say is we need to look back at what we put into set in stone, what is true anymore, and what is not, and what it looks like now. Because the right to bear arms had a very different meaning when they put it in the Constitution than what it is now.
Yeah.
We have to allow for change in our laws. Because we don't know what's coming up, and social media laws not being a thing yet, so damaging to society.
I mean, dude, what's happening here in Florida, man? Like, I'm not saying I haven't ran into anything. Praise God, I have not run into anything.
What does that mean?
Well, ever since the bill that got put in place, people can walk around with firearms on their
That's what you're talking about. Okay, I thought you were talking about.
And I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to start no shit. I'm being honest. Like, come on, man. Like, if I'm walking in, dude, you want to know something? Way back, I'm in church. Way back, I'm living in Oviedo at the time. I was at the it was First Baptist Oviedo, and then it turned into Cross Life. And we were coming out from Sanctuary, and this gentleman, older gentleman, falls, and a tiny gun falls out of his jacket. And for a moment there, I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing in a church with a gun? Like, I understand, like, there has been things happening where, like, people have came in and shot up churches.
Yes.
But why, like...
We understand the
I don't know,
psychological...
maybe he's being protective. I'm sorry to...
No, what you're saying here, I think, is you understand the psychological point, where it's coming from, why he would feel the need to do that. We're not invalidating that here. I understand because I feel it too.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. To that person, it makes sense to them to carry a gun.
A lot of people have guns.
Safety.
A lot of people love guns.
But that is their psychological point of view. That doesn't mean it's for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the point here. Because when responsible gun owners are out in the conversation right now, saying things that are blanket statements like we don't need background checks, that is damaging because they know within themselves that they're a good person and, they're not going to do bad with it.
Yeah.
At least through, all the intent that they're aware of at the moment. But, like, other people aren't like that. So you have to account for that in your laws.
Yeah.
Yes, it might be more annoying for you to do, but that's invalidating to other people's experiences as well. Because someone out there with whatever psychological things that are going on for them, their chemical balances are different than yours. Whatever's going on for them, that can skew their reality. Some people with schizophrenia could get a hold of a gun that didn't even know that they had schizophrenia yet, and their family and friends don't even know what schizophrenia is, so they don't even know the signs of it.
Holy
they just thought
shit.
it was the person. And then
Domino
we watched Spider-Man last night.
Yes.
And it reminded me of the Spider-Man meme because they made a funny joke, Spider-Man meme, with them pointing all at each other.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using that for a very dark topic. Imagine you're in a public space. Let's say you came in with a group of buddies. You know every single person has a gun on them. Someone comes in, you hear a shot.
Yeah.
Everyone pulls out their gun.
Yes, who
is the shooter?
Yes, I've heard this.
And then they just start shooting, and then everyone's
then
like, that guy's the shooter. Wait a minute, you're my friend.
Yes.
I know. A lot of the time people, like, let's say someone walked into the bar, you're at a bar, and your dad walks in with a gun, and you start shooting at the place. You're like, what the fuck? Like, my dad is someone that I know, and he would never do this. This happens to people all the time. They're children. They don't know that their kids are gonna fucking shoot up a school. And that's a whole nother conversation, but
yeah,
that's psychological. We have to account for this stuff.
Yeah.
Because your intent to take out your gun in that moment is protection, but the second you did it,
because
it takes on a whole new meaning.
Because you're right. Because think about it. You're all in a bar. Some bang
People
goes
are
off.
drunk.
Yeah, everyone's drinking. A random bang goes off. Everyone has a gun. Everyone raises up, and someone shoots somebody. The cop comes, and he's questioning everyone who did it. No one knows because every motherfucker had a gun.
Plus, that you actually brought up a great point. Let's say we're back in this bar. There's a mix of people.
Yeah.
People that look different genders, different races, different ethnicity, whatever it is. We look different from each other. That's just common knowledge of America. We're a mishmash. Every one of those people has a gun.
Yeah.
Not everyone. Everyone that looks different. Like, take a person from each
culture.
Every single one of those person has a gun in this bar.
Oh, okay.
Everyone takes out the gun.
Okay.
Who's gonna shoot who and why? And who would you assume is the person that is the perpetrator?
Exactly, because everyone...
And let me rephrase. Let's put this back more into society's terms. Let's face it, majority of people that own guns are white men.
Okay.
I will find the statistics on that if you want to hear about it, but that is just it's a generalized statement, I know. But anyway, white men are more likely to carry a gun on their hip than a woman.
The computer's right there. We can check and see if you really want to know.
Pause. We'll get there. But what I'm trying to say is, let's say, like, you walk into a bar, you see 3 guys in a row, all white with a gun on them.
Yeah.
And then you see one guy on the other side of the bar that's maybe black and he has a gun on him. Same thing, someone comes in, shoots, and everyone pulls out their gun. Who the fuck are they gonna think is the shooter now?
Obviously, because of how our history...
Think about these things.
Yeah.
Think about these scenarios when we're writing laws, because we can't just quickly try and put a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah.
It's gonna break again, and it's gonna hurt more people, and it's going to do more damage than it did any good. So let's be more intentional about what we're doing and what we're saying and what we're expecting from other people, because you might experience the world in one way and other people don't. Like, we gotta take into consideration that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's why you gotta get to know your friends and your close ones, bruh.
Even then, yes, I agree. A lot of people aren't having good conversations with each other. There's surface level. There's not really a support system there. But more than that, like, just protecting people, putting up, I guess, security checkpoints for everyone. Mm-hmm. Because we can't just assume things anymore. We shouldn't be.
Wait, you think we should have security checkpoints?
What do you mean?
Did you just say that you...
I meant security checkpoints in terms of lawmaking.
Lawmaking. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I fell in deep on that one.
No. Security checkpoints in terms of when we're making laws, like, you know, we're putting in place these checkpoints. Like, for example, I'm super for everyone that wants a gun needs a background check, and every so often, don't know how often, but there should be a reevaluation. And what kind of guns you can have based on your
interesting.
results.
That's actually a really good idea.
And that is a security checkpoint.
That is actually a really good idea.
And if you want to be a responsible gun owner and show people that you can own a gun and take care of it, and use it to take care of your family or whatever purpose you want to use it for, you have to take a test just like everyone else.
So we'll have to figure out who has to fund something like that.
It needs to happen through a federal level.
I don't want the government being in charge of it, because I feel like that's something the government would only put minimal amount of buildings, like the DMV.
I'm talking more about our approaches as society and like the like, what was I saying earlier? My ideal situation. This is my ideal situation. Of course, I know all of these things, and yes, it'll take part in the conversation of creating that change. But just to bridge the conversation right now, that's what I was pointing out.
Okay.
Because I do know all of these nuances, and the government is bad right now. Like, this is me like saying we should put these systems in a system that like we're starting over in.
Yeah.
Because, again, I think adding these sort of things to the system that we already have that's not built for majority of the people in our country, we're just going to keep running into problems.
Yeah.
New Band-Aid ripped, new one needed, like...
It's just going to be a
we're slapping shit over the top of each other, like, this will fix it.
But then it just leads to more problems.
Another leak over there now. The pressure is building.
Deadass. And with that, I would like to say I hope you all have a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, and a wonderful